You are now listening to Nexxlegacy Radio, a radio station for the people.
Celebrating Easter. I just want to make sure that everybody is here tonight, definitely to soak in not just the music of gospel, but also the meaning behind the God-given talent that all these people are going to be we're going to be playing tonight. And we have interviews, of course. We have Angela Spivey on. She will be on at the top of the next hour. But up first is a gentleman that I know when I was actually listening to this man's music and just checking out his rundown and just everything that's everything according to the Globe about this man. He definitely is gospel's best kept secret, but secret's out now. We got awesome we got George Sykes in the house tonight. Blessings to you, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing today?
Man, I'm beautiful, man. I'm beautiful, and
happy Easter to you.
Same. You as well, and I mean it when I say it about the secret's out, man. I mean your talent is outstanding as far as your voice and the words that you put out there, and I've always ever since I've been on this earth, man, it's just been real passionate about just the evolution of gospel music and everything that's a part of it. So I again want to welcome you to the show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me on.
So, you know what, for those that do not know you, why don't you go ahead and give the world your brief rundown?
Okay, my name is George Sykes. I'm a native of Newark, New Jersey. I was born in Newark. My mother, my father was pastors of a little small storefront church. That's where I got my gospel roots from. I've been doing music and teaching music for over 30 years. And in between, having a great journey and dealing with a lot of gospel industry people and dealing with stars and, gospel greats and sitting up under gospel greats like Sissy Houston. And just being a part and being engaged in writing songs and just, teaching and not knowing that was my gift in the long run. But I started off with that, not knowing where God was taking me at with that.
Right.
And here I am today, spreading the word of song and the word of gospel with the group that I have today. It's called The Truth, George Sykes and The Truth. And we are 15 singers in a 10-piece band, and we do it all, from traditional to contemporary, and it shows in the music of the versatile, how very versatile we are, and right. I'm very big on vocals, and I'm very big on songs that with word meaning, that have a meaning that you can get something out of. So that's where I'm at. Pretty much I done told from when I was born to now. This is the update where I'm at right now.
When you started off at a young age, like you said, your family is so heavy into the church and things like that. When did it sink? As far as what age did you kind of get it? Meaning, wow, you know what? I was put on this earth to do this.
Later, more so recent than starting out, because when I first started out, I really didn't know, but I know I had a talent, and you always know that God has his hands on you because your mom's I was under my mom's all the time. When my mom would go to church, she would take me to church with her because I was the drummer of the church, or when she would go out, and back in those days when I was younger, it was church all the time. So we go to church on a Tuesday. I get up, play drums, take me, and I go to school early the next day, But it was just the point that my mom's had her hands on me all the time. And furthers me taking it serious, it was always in me, but it took me to have bumps and rocks and bumps in the road to understand that, okay, God can take everything from you when you think you got going on, and everybody giving you all this praise about your music, and you think that, you the next best thing, and then you get that bump in the road, and has his hands on you, and maybe this is a mission that he's calling on you to do. It's up to you to accept it or don't accept it. Me, I accepted it, and now I'm really engaged in what I'm doing, and I'm 100% sure that this is what he wants me to do, because he keep on fulfilling, everything my needs. He just fulfilled them all the time, from my musicians to my singers to the songs to everything. So I know.
I think in life, especially with music, and we're gonna put gospel music in the center as far as the attention. I believe a lot of us not just take for granted certain different things, but it's kind of like what you said was important, because I feel the same way too. Like, I didn't really get what certain callings is until you kind of look at yourself differently in the mirror when you do look at reality, and everyone, like you said, you have bumps, you have bruises, you have different things that you go through life's journey. It takes you to look at yourself a little bit differently as you go through life. And I don't know about you, but I always do this every day. I kind of look at myself and see, okay, well, this is what I want to work on today. Of course, we're all not perfect. So, it's amazing that you mention it, because, there's a lot of us. There's young children. There's people that's, growing up, teenagers. There's adults, and there's older people that just don't get it until one day they just really see something different about themselves when they look at themselves, right?
Right, yeah. You're right, and the thing about it is, the thing about after you get it, you have to, really start to want to really do this thing. So, if you're not serious, your people not going to take you serious.
That's right.
So, in your band, you have to set up almost, you would say a line of excellence for them to see that you want this, and they have to believe in what you want, but you have to show them, and that comes from the ministry and your praying to God and Him answering your needs and making a way for you when you do, when you're down and out, and when you need, that comfort. And God always give you the comfort in songs. So when I teach my choir the songs, it not only blesses them, but it blesses me to hear them in the way that God gave it to me.
Amen to that. George Sykes is with us on this gospel edition of Branded After Dark, and the evolution of gospel music and music in general, as far as, how comfortable you are with its evolution, meaning the younger kids evolving into their craft, and even, some of the established people evolving themselves into how things are in 2012. How do you feel about just the overall vibe of just this particular music genre in particular?
Well, it's a generational change. When I was coming up, we were James Cleveland, Edwin Hawkins, Andre Crouch, Gospel Keynotes. Those groups back then, my mother had 45s on. What's the institutional? What is the constitutional? Is one of those choirs that I'm going through all those songs. This is what the man said. I used to know all those songs.
That's right.
All the 45s, listening to them, and they blessed me, and I had a really deep, traditional inside of me. So what I'm saying is, as I got older, and then when Kirk came along,
right,
and basically started changing the sound of gospel, but back in '93, that's when I pretty much got started too. Not just songwriting, not having a group, but just being a songwriter, because I was under Sissy at the time. I was in charge of the Youth Explosion Choir, and I was in charge of the male chorus. I had 100-voice male chorus at that church, man.
Wow.
And we was bad. And I had a 100-voice youth choir, Youth Explosion Choir, every Sunday night at the church. Pastor Joey Carter, New Hope, we had the Youth Explosion service. Me now and Pastor Vincent Rouse, he's the pastor over at Pleasant Grove Baptist Church in the city of Newark. He was the director of the choir, and man, we used to get it in every Sunday, pack house. So it come from there. So when I developed my own group, I already know what I wanted, but I just didn't have the spiritual side of me to really own it. So, as the group, we sang well and all that. I thought we had it on top of them, but it was just a lot missing. Right. So as, God wasn't ready for me to even, I was just coming into existence of knowing what I was doing, thinking I was ready to be ready for the world. But, God knows best. I wasn't ready for the world. I mean, I had a lot of ups. So 10 years to the day, I started the group in 2000. So that's 12 years now. And still, I'm just getting to where he wants me to be at. So
isn't it funny how
yeah.
Isn't it funny how when you feel like you're ready, God's pretty much telling you no, you're not. Just by certain different things, certain actions, certain different times. It's like, okay, you're not. You may think you're ready, but you may not be ready right now.
Yeah, there were times that I would go in churches thinking that we was gonna kill, knowing that we was gonna kill, and being that we didn't have the anointing inside of us. I was so overconfident about where I was at, because it was self. It wasn't me. It wasn't me opening my saying, God, okay, use me for yours. It wasn't nothing like that, man. So now, I understand, what all the components, what it takes to have a gospel anointed group. You got to get rid of the foolishness and all the garbage and everything. You got to really keep your eye on him, and he'll direct your path. And now I feel and pretty know that when my choir sing, I can just sit down and I don't have to worry about it because I know how they can sing.
Right. and George, is it not true? Like, you see, and the reason why I love this dialogue with you right now is because, I'm listening to you and you're just, man, I'm humble today. Like, you may not have been maybe a few years back, or you may was, but it may not got to a level that you're comfortable now, just being humble. And to me, I think that kind of walks not just with the talent that you have and the gospel music you putting out, but that affects life missions that you're trying to accomplish, be it if it's a relationship or a 9-to-5 or something like that you got. Like, that goes hand in hand, right?
Very much so. Very much so, man. I try to. I'm very, 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 but very serious about what I do. I mean, there's no time to waste no more. You don't know what's going to happen. That's why I wrote the song, Thank You for Another Day, because, you can walk outside and that's it. We seen that. We didn't know those tornadoes was coming in Texas like they did, and taking out houses and trucks and stuff. That's why you have to take every day serious, because at the end of the day, I wrote the word says, this may be your last time. You never know when or when, but you better thank the Lord for another day that he let you breathe again, and take that serious.
That's right. Completely agree. And I feel with especially nowadays, where you have so many different avenues. You was talking about 45s earlier. It's probably a bunch of young kids probably don't even know what that is. 45s.
What's
a 45? Like,
right.
And you have
the 12. When they do the the DJ, when I back in '93, I did a whole slew of gospel club music, man. That real big overseas. But now I was doing the club music. I was breaking like a lot of dance club stuff. I've been doing that stuff for a long time, and just light hadn't been on it. But I'm gonna get you a lot of my gospel club stuff, and I'm gonna let you check it out. When I get you the whole, I have a whole gospel club CD that I did on my mother. She passed last year. God rest her soul. 2 days before my birthday, and I got a nice club song on her, man. That they was playing. They played it's called On Time God, man. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna let you check it out.
Yeah, I definitely need to.
70 years old when she did that song.
Really?
I brought that in the studio.
Wow. Wow.
I played it traditional now. You see,
No doubt.
I played the song traditional where she can just grasp to it. Where you can, Harry, my God, and, But then I stripped the music, and then I put my spin on it. Man,
That's
now
right.
you can just bump that anywhere you want to bump it.
There you go.
Matter of fact, I don't know, Angelo, shout out to Angelo, my manager. I don't know if he sent you or Mary, my publicist, sent you the Anointed album and all these albums. I haven't sent you these albums, so because it's on there. So I'll make sure you get all those.
I definitely want to take a listen to that. I mean, we will play Thank You for Another Day before you leave shortly. But where can the public actually grab this album or some projects that you're actually working on right now?
Okay, well, I'm working. Thank you for it. It should be on iTunes sometime this week. We're looking at maybe like Tuesday, Wednesday, trying to tweak up a little bit, a couple of other things on it. And where you can check me out at it. You can check me out at www.twitter /Sykes. I'm trying to learn all my information. That's one thing that I'm going to shout out to Angelo in them artist development classes. You got to get used to things like that.
That's right.
and then remembering where you want to sell your CD. You can't do an interview without knowing people know who you are.
Hey, there you go.
So let me give you this information real fast.
All right.
Just www. I'm sorry, www.s3, S-Y-K-E-S, and the truth.com. That's one. It's www.siii@aol.com. And you can catch me out on www.georgesykes on Facebook.
Okay, and you said something earlier about you having a Twitter as well, right?
Oh, yeah, I do have a Twitter. I have to pull that up.
That's okay, but, Facebook is the lead place because I'm actually going to add you on Facebook right now.
Please do that. Please do that. And I'm gonna get my information ready. Mary gonna kill me.
No, you're good.
Angela gonna kill me. I'm working
Mary,
on these interviews.
Mary, if you listening, don't kill him. Don't kill him. He's good. He's good. We got it all covered. We got it covered.
The music better make up for it.
we got George Sykes on his gospel edition of Branded After Dark.
Yes, sir. I'm here. They call me S3 too, man. A lot of times I'm a comedian. When I do get with my choir, we do have a lot of good times. Joking after they get the song right though. That's
no doubt. Well, you gotta get the song right first.
Get it right. I can crack a smile. I crack a smile when we get the song right. And I gotta keep the eyebrows, up in the air sometimes.
Man, you know what? That's how you live longer too, man. You gotta have a good sense of humor. You can't be uptight all the time, right?
No. God, God gives you a ministry for you to enjoy it, not to.
Exactly.
If I tell my members, my choir sing in a circle, and when we do sing, I need to hear everybody hitting me, and I can feel when a person have a problem or they bring in something from the outside in, I can hear it and they sing it.
Right.
And I quickly, right away, stop it right away because I have to feel 100% in that circle that in order for me to feel the anointing and what God is wanting, what God wants out of that song for each one of those singers, whether they sing in 2, 3, 4, because we sing up to 5-part harmony. So
that's right.
I have to feel all of that. And if I can't feel that and that good vibe in my choir, it ain't no use in rehearsal.
That's right.
Not at all.
That's right.
I like 100%. Cause if you give God 100%, He gives you that 100% back. If you give Him 95 or 94, that song said 99.5 won't do.
That's right. That's right.
So I want the 100 too.
Amen to that.
Yes,
Amen to that. And I was kind of touching on it a little bit, but when it comes to so many different things that these kids, these young adults that they get so distracted nowadays with not just being online, but you have the iPhones and the iPads and all these computers and cell phones, different things like that. Well, I mean, we never had it growing up. I mean, you know,
No.
it was really close to the vest, like you said, 45s, and you know, any music
Try a alarm
that
car.
was coming out.
Try a robot. Or build
No
a
doubt.
You don't get nothing. My son is 6. My son is 6 years old, and he got the 360, all that games galore, all
Absolutely.
in his room. And you know, when we was coming up, we don't have none. You know, the kids these days are so distracted by so many other things. That's why they can't craft themselves. Well, my son is a drummer, for instance. He's 6 years old, very talented. He's been playing drums since he was 3. When he started playing drums, I advanced him sets. Now he's up to a semi-pro set, and you can catch him on YouTube too. His name Christian Sykes. But what I'm saying is, he was playing drums every day for 2 hours on his own.
Wow.
When that 360 box came up in this house, you know, it was a distraction.
That's
So now I have to create a balance in between his play. Okay, if you want to play the 360, you must practice on those drums at least an hour a day. You know, and that's how because they can easily get distracted by a little anything.
Right.
You know? And if we have so many gadgets out today, they can, please, overwhelmingly distracted.
Yeah, you know, you might have your son be like, okay, yeah, I'm playing the drums, and you might walk in and his phone is playing it for him or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Never know, right?
That's right. But how can we be able to, like, you know, steer these kids and these young adults not just to the church and what it means, but also to direct them? Like, if you have to, one thing I feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, most kids have a passion for something, but they get, like we was talking about just now, easily distracted by other things, and it just kind of steers them off course.
Well,
What do you feel like we could do to be able to kind of, you know, hold serve and to be able to say, hey, you know what, even though these distractions are here, your passion lies here. So it's just like what you said, create that boundary, you know, for your son. What can we do? Because there's so many kids and young adults losing their way due to distractions.
Wow, that's a problem that we have to deal with. But you know what? A lot of these kids, they look at us and where we're at, and if we can touch them and somehow reach out to them. I mean, I started when I was I used to be a consultant in the city of Newark. I put together a Newark chorus, a Newark kids gospel chorus. I got winning all the rec centers. We got 70 kids together, and we created a nice Christmas program, and those kids really appreciated the you know, the passion. Showed them I was very strict, I was very structured, and they respected the fact that I cared about them. To show them that many songs in the little amount of time, and they was happy that they're just there. The paper shined the light on them, and it was a great experience for them, you know. And I wish I did have enough time to do that all of the time, because that's what we need. These kids need a lot of mentoring, man. And they need to, you know, like, and I'm glad, well, I may be in a situation that God has put me in, and as I go on this journey in gospel, and I will be able to touch a lot of youth, and steer them, and be able to help them to go in the right direction in music, which is, you know, when you start music or when you start anything, half these kids start something and then quit.
Right.
You can't be a quitter, you know. You get with it, or it's just not going the way you want it to go, and you just let it go. And that's not how God does us. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, really, 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 these kids need somebody to mentor them, give them some type of insight on direction. If they want to be a musician, to tell them to don't quit, practice every day. In order to be good, you must practice in anything. If you want to be smart, you must read. If you want to be a great drummer, you ain't going to look at the drums and just say, okay, I'm going to be good by just looking at them.
Exactly.
You got to get on there. You got an experience, and you got to go and listen. And it hurts. You know, you may get bruises on your hands, and, you know, your feet may get a little knocked up because that's what happens. But as you play, you get stronger, and you lose pain, and you gain strength. So it's a lot to just, you know, taking that step into the big picture is way up here, and I'm down here. And I don't care how long it takes me to get to that big picture, but I'm going to get to that big picture, even though if I got to, you know, climb, crawl, run, jump, it's just you got to keep your eyes on the prize. And a lot of these kids don't have eyes on the prize. They have eyes in a lot of different directions because of distractions of so many things out here to keep them focused on the prize.
Exactly, and I think that's the biggest challenge for the kids is just to make sure that they do keep that eyes. You know, sometimes you got to have a tunnel vision in order for you to, you know, see what your goal is, and you got to be aware of the, you know, the outside forces, the distractions, but also you got to make sure that you do have it when you do have something that you have inside you that needs to come out and let the world see. And then, you know, and before we let you go, this is George Sykes on this edition of Branded After Dark, Gospel Edition. Leaving a legacy, I feel, is important. You know, you have so many people that's not just in music, but that's any form of hard work that they put themselves in, dedicate something as far as a craft and things like that. To me, I feel like leaving a legacy is important. Like your music is a legacy that you can say, hey, you know what, 15, 20, 40, 50 years from now, people are still going to be listening, and they're still going to be able to hear that passion that's coming out of your voice, that God-given talent that you have, and that's true to form. Because, you know, to me, I'm a fan, not just a new fan, but I'm gonna be that kind of fan that's gonna stick around for years to come as long as I'm on this earth. But there's so many people that no problem, and there's so many people that's doing things just for the moment. Let me just sing this song just for the moment and make what I can make as far as money and then leave. But is it not the reason why you're here on this earth is to build a foundation for yourself and to make people understand and, hey, you know what, this was my passion, and no one's not going to take that away, right?
And that's why so many people don't get to where they're going because they take their eyes off the prize, man. And I tell so many, I've had so many great singers in my group, and as good as they were, it wasn't good enough for me because they wasn't giving 100%. If you giving it 100%, that's just not singing, man. It's dedication. It's being in the rehearsal on time. It's being where you're supposed to be on time. It's calling and respecting the fact that you're not going to be there, and giving that respect. You know, there's a lot of different things that, you know, people don't understand is important. Obedience is very important, you know, and I've learned how to have obedience, even dealing with Sissy Houston, because I was very disobedient to her until I got fired 3 times. I saw Sissy today. I went and saw her today. I gave her a real big hug today. I went and saw her today at New Hope. I gave her a real big hug. Shout out to Mom. And I told her I love her, and I told her thanks for, you know, mentoring me. And I've been talking a lot about you on the radio.
That's right, exactly. And, you know, and Sissy Houston, I mean, that's as big as it's going to get. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. That's my mom,
and like you said, you got fired 3 different times until you got it?
3 different times, man.
What does that tell you today about the man that you are? You're like, you know what, I got knocked down 3 times, and I finally get it now, so I can be able to be let back in those doors. Right?
You have a lot of things in life that you say, you know, when you think you have it good and you think you have it going on, you know, God could snatch the rug right up from under you. Man, it happened to me a lot of times. It happened to me so much until I started, and when it happened, I didn't even get surprised about it no more. It's because I would understand that, okay, if you snatch this from me, you know, I'm going to have that much faith in you that you're going to give me something better. Because God didn't bring you this far to lead you. You know what I'm saying? He'll put you out there and see what you're going to do.
Humbling experience, is it not?
Yes, very. I get a lot of more respect. See, when I was coming up, man, I come from the street. So even though I was in the church, I was a hood rat, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm out there looking. I'm trying to be out on the street like these cats too, and be in the church at the same time. You know what I'm saying? that's the thing. Cause I was like the prodigal son. I strayed away, man. Please, when I strayed, I was hard on the streets, man. And that's what I'm saying. I thank God it took an experience with it to get me back where I was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Saying I don't want that. I don't want to go to jail.
No doubt.
So I wised up and got myself together, and here I am today, man. To tell somebody else, that the jail ain't the way to go. I'm trying to tell you.
Absolutely. And before we let you go, I want to not just thank you, but we're also going to play your track as well. But can you please make sure you let Miss Sissy Houston know that our station here, we are definitely supporters of her and her life movement and just everything that's going with her, and just make sure you pass our love and support and our respect, if you may, sir.
I sure will.
One more time, Facebook. A lot of new fans want to know exactly where you're at on Facebook. Give that out to the people one more time, sir.
www.GeorgeSykes, GeorgeSykes at Facebook.com.
There you go. And we're gonna play Thank You for Another Day, but I want to thank you for hanging out with us, and don't be a stranger, man. Come hang out with us anytime you feel the need to.
Man, anytime you have me, I would love to hang out and talk to you, man. And thanks for everybody. Thanks for listening. Y'all know how to reach me. Hit me up, and hopefully that I'll be seeing you and be in your area one day, performing my ministry. George,
there you go.
The truth.
Amen to that. Right. Blessings to you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you for listening to the #1 radio station for the people.